Did you know that the oldest known use of ashlar masonry is not in Europe, but in Ethiopia, dating back to the 8th century BC? Forget the single story you think you know. Today, we are embarking on a journey across the African continent to uncover the stunning diversity and ingenuity of its architectural traditions. From ancient stone monuments to earthen mosques, we'll explore how African builders have responded to their environments, adapted outside influences, then created structures that reflect their unique cultures and histories. Our voyage begins in the sands of Egypt, where the story of monumental architecture in Africa takes root. The Step Pyramid of Djoser at Saqqara, dating back to around 2650 BC, stands as a testament to early human ambition and engineering prowess. The pyramids of Giza, rising against the skyline, further showcase the sophisticated understanding of mathematics, astronomy, and social organization that characterized the Old Kingdom period. But African architectural history doesn't end at Egypt's borders. South of Egypt, in present-day Sudan, lies Kama. Settled around 2400 BC, Kama became a major urban center in Nubia, boasting impressive mud brick structures and a unique architectural style. These ruins challenge the notion of Egypt as the sole source of architectural innovation in ancient Northeast Africa. Moving eastward, we arrive in Ethiopia, where the Kingdom of Aksum developed a distinctive architectural tradition. Monumental stelae, towering stone monoliths, served as symbols of power and religious devotion. Later, Aksumite architectural influence would profoundly shape the rock-hewn churches of Lalibela. These churches, carved directly out of solid rock during the Zagwe dynasty in the 10th to 12th centuries, represent an extraordinary feat of engineering and artistic vision. Each church is unique, with intricate carvings and stunning special arrangements. Consider the Church of St. George, a perfectly symmetrical cruciform structure hewn from the living rock. Leaving East Africa, we journey north to explore the impact of Islam on African architecture. The Great Mosque of Kaaba in Tunisia, founded in 670 CE and largely rebuilt in the 9th century, stands as one of the oldest and most important mosques in the Islamic world. Its massive scale and intricate decorations reflect the power and sophistication of the early Islamic empires. In Cairo, Egypt, the Ibn Tulun Mosque, also built in the 9th century, showcases another distinct style of Islamic architecture, with its hypostyle hall, a towering minaret, and geometric designs. Crossing the Sahara, we arrive in West Africa, where the Sudano-Sahelian architectural tradition reigns supreme. In Mali, Burkina Faso, Senegal, Niger, and parts of northern Ghana and Nigeria, builders have long used sun-dried mud bricks, or adobe, to create impressive structures. The style is characterized by conical buttresses, timber reinforcements, and intricately decorated facades. One of the oldest mosques in West Africa, the Larabanga Mosque in Ghana, built in the 15th century, is a prime example of this style. Its simple elegance and harmonious proportions speak to the ingenuity of local builders. But West African architectural history stretches back even further. The stone circles of Senegambia, dating back over 1,000 years, represent early megalithic construction. Sites like Wasu and Kabach in the Gambia showcase these impressive circles. These monuments represent a complex social and ritual landscape that predates many of the more famous architectural achievements of the region. Yet, the story of African architecture isn't always about grand monuments. In Togo and Benin, the Batimariba people built Tata Somba houses, which are fortified domestic compounds designed for defense. These mud-walled structures, with their thatched roofs, elevated granaries, internal courtyards, and ladder-access upper floors, served as both homes and fortresses. They demonstrate how architecture can be both functional and aesthetically pleasing. Along the Swahili Coast of East Africa, a unique architectural style emerged using coral stone to construct houses and mosques. This tradition reflects the region's close ties to the Indian Ocean trade network. Cities like Lamu and Zanzibar boast stunning examples of Swahili architecture, with intricately carved doors, whitewashed walls, and elegant balconies. The House of the Sinai in St. Louis, Senegal, reflects the influence of Afro-Brazilian returnees on coastal West African architecture, showing that the Atlantic world shaped African urban form as much as Europe did. The colonial era brought significant changes to African architecture and urban planning. Colonial powers introduced new building types, such as forts, administrative buildings, and churches, often constructed in European styles. They also reorganized cities around administrative, commercial, and religious needs. In many African cities, colonial administrations imposed new street grids, zoning regulations, and building codes, often displacing indigenous populations and disrupting traditional urban patterns. After independence, many African nations sought to develop architectural styles that reflected their national identities. Architects began to blend indigenous traditions with international influences, creating structures that were both modern and distinctly African. Today, contemporary African architecture is characterized by its blend of tradition and innovation. Architects are increasingly focused on sustainable design, using local materials and incorporating passive cooling techniques to create environmentally friendly buildings. The continuing use and restoration of mud architecture in the Sahel and stone and coral heritage in places like Lamu connects heritage conservation to tourism and identity politics. Projects like the Makoko Floating School in Lagos, Nigeria, reflect a growing interest in architecture as a response to informality, flooding, and climate stress. But despite these positive developments, challenges remain. Rapid urban growth and development often threaten heritage preservation. The pressure to modernize can lead to the demolition of historic buildings and the loss of traditional architectural knowledge. It is crucial to find ways to balance development with the preservation of Africa's rich architectural heritage. African architecture is not a monolithic entity. It is a diverse and dynamic collection of traditions, shaped by climate, religion, politics, and culture. From the pyramids of Egypt to the rock-hewn churches of Lalibela, from the mud mosques of the Sahel to the coral stone houses of the Swahili coast, African architecture tells a story of human ingenuity, adaptation, and resilience. Let us continue to explore, appreciate, and protect this invaluable heritage for generations to come.